Okay, so the moment that I've been waiting 14 weeks for has finally happened. I would like to thank O'Brien's Music for their patience and all of that stuff, but today is my first unboxing video for probably the most important pedal on my board, the TC Electronics Plethora X5. Oh my god, I can't wait for this. So, let's get her open. Oh. Okay, so first off, we've got our USB cable. Just put that to the side. Now we've got her in a bag and some stuff. Ooh, look, we got stickers. Okay, all right, styrofoam. I'm assuming that's our power supply. More styrofoam. Let's get this mother off. Ooh, I'm so happy. I am so happy. I am so happy. Oh, this has made my week. And I had a really crappy morning at work. I'm only on lunch right now. Congratulations on your new Plethora X5. Why, thank you, TC Electronic, for the best performance possible. Make sure you're always rocking the latest software. Check out our product page at tcelectronic.com or get it here now with while you're on it, sign up for a newsletter and we'll keep you posted about updates. That is going to be my work for tonight. Cannot wait. Oh wow, she's so... I expected bigger than this, but I'm very happy with the size. Last of all, we have a nice TC Electronic sticker. That is getting good use right away. And we have our quick start guide, which I'm going to have to wait until after work to deal with. But for now, TC Electronic has to go on the case. So, I think we have a nice little spot between Galaxy Sounds and Tongue-Sol and Electro Harmonics that it's going to fit in nicely. Let's do that here right now. Oh yeah, that's a very nice fit. TC Electronic, alright. And that... Oh, well, I guess if I'm going to properly unbox it, I do need to look at the power supply. What the heck is this? We have some different power supply options going on there. Like, this appears to be North American. This, I have no freaking idea what the hell that is. It's not something I can plug into. What else do we got here? Now that's Euro. I know that. For the 220. And then... oh, they all clip into that. Interesting. And this looks like your normal 9 volt, but I'm not sure if she is a 9 volt DC. And output 9 volts. So I should be able to run this off of my power stuff, I guess, and just bypass that. Or maybe use that to... We'll figure out how I'm powering this later as we go on. In the meantime, I'm going to get this hooked up to my computer now after work and check it out. So, it's been a few months now that I've owned Plethora X5, and I just want to talk about that a little bit and my experience of it. Before doing any demos or getting too far into it. Those videos will come in the next little while. But for right now, I just kind of want to talk about the experience of owning the Plethora X5 in the last few months. So the first 2 weeks that I had it, I did nothing but play around with the effects and make lots of psychedelic, wonderful noise that I really enjoyed, and it was a lot of fun. And at the end of the 2 weeks, I was kind of like, okay, that was all fine and dandy, but now I actually need to make like usable tones out of it, because I was just going wild with all the effects and having it go crazy. So after that, I started working on my tones. Currently, I'm working on a Dead Kennedys tribute band with what I'm jamming with. So I just started using the first board, which ironically was called White Snake, and I just left it that way in the Tone Print app because I thought it was just ironic as hell. So in that, I'll just bring that up here, power this up. And we are powering up. It does take a little while, but it's nothing too bad. And you do get to see your up-to-date thing in there. Anyways, so I am using 2 delays, reverb. This tap tremolo is usually empty, and I have the looper engaged. So it's Dead Kennedys, it's nothing crazy. I just really need these 3 pedals for that. So I have like a long delay for stuff like Holiday in Cambodia, but I have like a slap delay for stuff like Police Truck, and East Bay Ray was always just coated in piles of reverb, so that's there. The tap tremolo I usually have empty so that I don't accidentally bump it when I'm using the looper, and the looper I only actually use to just kind of loop noise when I'm making more noise, because it works really well when you throw it into a bunch of delays, because I've also got a memory toy that this comes out into. Anyways, I'll digress. So that's been fun. I built some good tones out of that. For the originals that we work on, I've been coming up with some decent stuff. I really like the doubler, and I've been trying to figure out where to use the octaver. So the sub and up octaver, I've been having issues with that, in that the bass just rings through my amp and kind of almost like shorts it. It distorts it too much, and I think like the amp can't handle it. I've seen this also happen with other people using that in a different amp, so I'm not sure if it's the sub and up effect in this alone. My major issue that I've run into it happened at, I think the first rehearsal, if not the second, but definitely one of the first rehearsals that I brought this to. I set everything up, I plug it in, and there's no sound that's coming out of it. I've got sound going through the front of my amp, and I check in my cable connections. Everything's fine, everything's fine, everything's fine. I'm not getting any sound through my effects loop. And I couldn't figure it out, so I just pulled out the effects loop, rehearsed without it, coded my thing in reverb, coded my sound in reverb. That was all fine. I made it through. But not exactly a situation that I want to run into on stage. And I didn't think much of it, because the next time I plugged it in, it worked fine. So I just thought maybe I had a cable loose and I just didn't notice it. But then it happened again at another rehearsal, and I was like, what the hell is my, and triple, quadruple checked my cabling, and everything was right, and I couldn't figure out why I wasn't getting any sound out of it, and it was frustrating, and again I had to go through another rehearsal without it. And then one night I'm trying to just practice. Again, I've got this problem. I turn it on, there's no sound going through my effects loop. And I turn it off. I turn it on again. I, quadruple check the cabling. Nothing is working, and I'm like, I am solving this now. So I go through, I turn it off, I turn it on again, it's not working, and I'm just like, you know what, I've got the tone print app, and I've got the update on my computer. I can get it right back to where it was if I just factory reset it now. So that's what I did, and it suddenly worked. And that made me go, uh-oh. Because I don't bring my computer to my gigs or my rehearsals. So when I run into this issue, I don't have that there. And even if I were to run into this issue in a live situation, it's between identifying the issue, solving it, and getting it back onto your pedal board, you're looking at 3 minutes minimum. And that's if you do it really fast, like have a laptop right next to you that's on with the cable in there and all this stuff just ready to go. And that's kind of frustrating. I really didn't like that that's happening. Hopefully TC Electronics will work out that bug, because it's just a software issue. That's like, I'm not angry about it, but I'm not happy about it. I hope that TC Electronics will get it solved, but they haven't updated it since December, and now it is March 1st. So hopefully the next update is coming down the line where they at least update that software issue in it alone, because I was running into this before the 1.2 update, and it's still happening with the 1.2 update. So although it hasn't happened for a while, I'll give it that, but it still constantly is in the back of my mind of, is this going to work? Is this not going to work? Anyways, let's talk about some of the effects in there. So we'll go right to the top. Corona Chorus. I have never been the biggest fan of Chorus at all. I've used it a little bit. It actually, as courses go, I do kind of like it, and eventually there will be boards that I have in here that incorporate Chorus. The compressor. Now this is an issue that I had with this. So I like the compressor. You have to set it right. I found I've had some settings that my noise floor of my distortions, well, like all the noise of my distortions just get amplified huge, and it's just a buzz thing, and it's terrible. When I've got that set right, the alternative is it's really nice at low volumes, but I can't get the volume that I need for on stage out of the compressor. And like, even when I put its output level at max, I'm not getting the level that I need out of it. It's just not working. Flashback To Delay, absolutely fantastic. I mean, I'm using 2 of them on this board alone. Mimic Doubler, I was speaking about earlier. I actually really like this effect. It really fattens up your solos. Yeah, it's a really nice subtle effect that works really well. The Flanger. I absolutely love flangers. It's funny, I hate chorus, but I love flanger. Maybe that's just from listening to so much stoner rock and doom, but absolutely love it. Now, in its tone prints, I find you really got to look through those, because some of them I'm not the biggest fan of, and some of them are absolutely fantastic. Again, it's all personal preference, right? And what are you looking for? The Harmony is great to just mess around with. I'm sure if you're a shredder, which I am not, that's a super, super useful thing. And I have used it in ways where I've gotten some really cool sounds out of it. So maybe I just need to experiment with that more. The tape deck looper I have found very easy to use and really functional, and a simple one pedal, one knob looper that's fantastic. The noise gate. I have not been using it on this because I have an Electro-Harmonic Sentry, and that was the noise gate that I was using. Now I don't use noise gates at all, and I'll get into that in another video, because that's just a whole other rant. Subbing up Octaver, as I was saying, I like it, but that low octave tends to just hit my amp in a way that it does not like, and I've seen it happen with other amps. Maybe when I'm doing play demos, we'll start getting into that. The Helix Phaser. I absolutely love Phaser. The Helix Phaser does not let you down. It's really nice. The pitch shifter I have not used very much of, and again, need to delve a little bit more into that. I'm not used to a lot of modulation or time-based effects. I was a purist for the longest time. I was like, distortion, wah, reverb, I'm good. And I kind of changed my mind on that in the last 2 years. And I really have been doing stuff with this. Certainly build up the modulation and time based on my board. And got a board at that. The Hall of Fame reverb, it's great. It's great. It's great reverb. Is it a blue sky? Absolutely not. But it does what I want it to do. It's a good reverb. You know, if you're looking for that blue sky kind of stuff, go get one. You know, and don't use just your reverb on this. You've got so many other effects to choose from. You've got the tap tempo tremolo, which I do have loaded here on my board. I do actually like that. I've been kind of like experimenting with a little bit of surf rock stuff lately by studying Dead Kennedys and stuff like that. So I've been experimenting with that. Haven't been using the tap function of it so much. So again, as I get into play demos of this, we'll go through that stuff. Also have the Vicious 5, which came out in the last update, I believe. It's a good vibrato. I really like it. You can get some kind of Hendrixy tones, more so out of the Vicious 5 than the Shaker vibrato, which is next, and not so huge on that. You've got your empty bypass, which is what I usually use for that. I'm just going to choose that now. And then you've got your effects loop insert, which I do use in this, and you have your Plethora X5 settings. I'm not going to get into the settings right now. That's a whole other video. Because I think in the next video, I'll talk about the cab sims just within the settings, and maybe about the expression pedal and how that comes into use here, because that's a whole other can of worms.
So that's all for now. Do I regret buying this pedal? Absolutely not. Do I think it was worth the money? Absolutely yes. Am I happy with my purchase? Absolutely. That software bug that's in it, that's a bug for now. They will fix it. I did find my technical troubleshoot for it. It's not what I want ideally, but there are ways for me to deal with it. And I will do that. With what this saved me from buying individual pedals and having to power them and all of the cabling that I would need to hook them all together, the problems that go along with that, this was such a great solution for me. And this was exactly what I wanted out of that. Its use is very much like having an actual pedal in front of you when you're dealing with the actual parameters of one thing. You're not going through banks and banks of stuff trying to find this or that. It's just, it's right there. Like I go to edit and I go to 3 and boom, my delay, my feedback, my effects level. I go to my reverb and I've got decay, tone, effects level right there. And my knobs are going to deal with that accordingly. It's really easy to use that way. So I do absolutely love this pedal. I do recommend it, but it does come with its issues. And again, the main reason why I got it was because I wanted all of my modulation and time in one place. I've added stuff to that, but that's just personal flavor and stuff like that. And the reason why I didn't want any distortion or those kind of effects in here is because I want to choose my individual distortion drive and fuzzes. I want to choose those. I don't want to take what TC Electronics or some other company gives me out of the box. Now, that being said, the Helix, Kempers, and those things, from what I've seen, I have not used one myself, but from what I've seen, those do get some great tones out of them in the distortion end. And I'd really like to try one of those out to just kind of see how that works with an amp, like, whatever. That's other stuff. But for now, go pick this up. And if you have already picked this up, have you been having that same problem as me? And how did you come to fix it? Did you discover the issue? Did you discover a way to fix it? Or did you just go, oh my god, what am I going to do? So leave the comment and see you next time.